thrilled. I'm very happy to be back. I tell you right now, we're on. Now I'm looking at my camera and I'm saying hi to my audience. I just want to bring it up to the fact that the show got invited to go to what they call the Drama Desk nominees reception. Last Monday, we went on Wednesday, and it was a very big deal to me. A very big deal to us, to each one of us, because we had the chance to go in and see all these wonderful people. And of course, I talked to them, and you know that I'm not shy. And you're kind of like, oh God, you got all these big names coming to the red carpet, and it was so excited. It was the first time that I do like a red carpet kind of deal. And I said, oh my God, how am I gonna manage? And Charles was telling me, Sissita, I'm warning you, people are gonna come to you, you gotta be ready, you gotta be fast. And I said, oh my God. So the night before, I make sure that I got proper sleep. I did my homework, and guess what? I had the chance to talk to quite a few people, like Tracy Letts from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. He was absolutely amazing. I had a minute with Nathan Lane. He was very cute, very shy. He didn't want to talk to anybody, really. I felt that he was like, don't talk to me. Billy Porter from Kinky Boots, I got a minute with him. Laura Osnes from Cinderella. I met her last year in Bonnie and Clyde. Donna Murphy. Richard Kind from The Big Knife. I mean, it was a big day, and I just wanted to say thank you, Charles. I think you're terrific. I know that you could be a little difficult. All of us, we can be a little neurotic, but I know that you care for the show. I know that you really do. So anyway, tonight we have a very special guest, Tori Quisling. We met before. I interviewed you before once, right? About
yes.
October, November last year.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I can't wait to have this woman back. It's people like you don't forget. This is, I don't know if we can get a little close up. I can go up and hide my face if you guys want, if that looks better. The clairvoyant practitioner. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Mm-hmm. Number one, thank you very much for coming, Tori.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Again.
Yes, yes.
It's fun.
Yes, it is fun.
You have great energy, lots of enthusiasm.
A lot of enthusiasm. And like, I remember last time when we talked that my energy was like all over the place. And then you said, Sissy, now you are more.
That's right. We'll just get contained.
Get contained the energy. That's how we learn.
Yes.
So let's talk about this book, Tori,
yes.
your experience as a clairvoyant in all your work, pretty much. Before you came to this book, let's give it to the audience a little story.
Sure. Yes. Well, I'm from California. Mm-hmm. And while I was studying, getting a master's degree in English in San Francisco, I was also very interested in meditation and anything to do with spirituality. And I found a place called the Berkeley Psychic Institute across the bay in San Francisco.
Berkeley's beautiful.
Yes, and it's a whole school that teaches you how to be a psychic, how to take your sensitivities and all these feelings that you have about other people and situations and make sense out of it and be able to communicate and heal using your clairvoyant ability. Mm-hmm. And so that was over 26 years ago. So I studied there, and then I actually worked for the Berkeley Psychic Institute. So I learned all about the different chakras of your body that represent.
We got 7.
Yes,
right?
7 main ones in the
7
body.
main ones.
Yeah,
how many in total?
Well, I talk about 11 chakras that we work with, because 7 main chakras in the body, and then you have a chakra each in a foot, in your feet, and a chakras in your hands.
Okay, I thought you were going to say your breast.
Yes, that's right. And in here. That's the spicy part of the show.
It's part of the fun.
Yes, it's all the fun. Yes, so each of the chakras has abilities, psychic abilities. And so what I learned to do and what I teach how to do is how to just come into the 6th chakra ability. This one is called the clairvoyant ability, because it's a neutral place, a place where you can see. It's a place where you have a screen and you can take a look at what's going on. The other chakras tend to be emotional, and so
this is the highest.
The crown chakra is the highest in the body.
Okay.
Yes, and as we move up the body in the chakras, it's denser energy in the bottom, so heavier emotions, and as you go up the chakras, it gets lighter and lighter, more subtle energies. So things that you're noticing, if someone's talking to you and you notice they're not quite telling you the truth, you know, like there's something behind what they're saying. You're feeling that, but you can also know and see that. And so you learn to pay attention to your own intuition. This is, when we talk about intuition, we're talking about these upper chakras, you know,
This
seeing
is very deep
something.
stuff.
Yes, so the language becomes I see what you're saying, or I know what you're saying, versus I feel it and I sense it and I get it. That's the lower area.
But how do you learn your ability to see? You have a gift, obviously. You have a
Yeah,
gift.
well, what I talk about with gifts is it's your interest. Are you interested in that? And that allows you to contemplate and pursue those ideas. So if you're interested in psychic abilities, interested in being clairvoyant, then you can learn and be that way too.
But anybody can be a clairvoyant?
Absolutely.
100%?
Absolutely.
Sure about that. I never thought about that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. Well, you learn to tune in. You learn to use it.
How do we learn to tune in? How would you learn to be in the present? What do we do, Tori?
Well, we want to be neutral because then we're free. We want to have no opinion about anything. Just be able to be amused and laugh about anything that comes up. Be neutral. That's freedom. Nothing controls you. So the way that I teach people to do that first is, and in the book it talks about, is finding your space. So you have your clairvoyant system. You have all these different chakras in the body, understanding the world around them. And so what we say is they light up. So someone could walk in the room and all of a sudden your stomach does a flip. And it's somebody that might be taking away your power. Because the third chakra here is your power and control. So it might be somebody that you give your power away to, or you feel they overpower you, and you just feel that there. So what happens is when in these different chakras, they'll alert you, you learn to come to this place, find your amusement, come to this place, and then you can see what's going on, letting this chakra turn back down, relax, instead of telling a story with it.
So what is the objective, like you said, to be neutral, to be in a place?
So to find your neutrality, you find your space. And so to teach someone to find their space, it's all about imagining that you're grounded, first of all, that you're connected to the earth. And when your chakras are lighting up, when you're feeling these tensions all over your body, there's a place for this energy to go. And we first start by grounding you. That's the first tool. Besides being amused, first be amused. It's not serious. You let yourself smile, and then you imagine that there's a connection from the root chakra down to the center of the earth, like a long hollow cord. And the center of the earth is like a strong vacuum. And
That's
so even right
that's such
now,
an interesting concept, a strong vacuum.
yeah,
Wow.
anything in your body that's feeling uncomfortable, you know, so like even right here, you know, you're in the process of working and performing, so you're feeling a little tenseness in the stomach area, maybe even in the lower area there. So you can imagine that the grounding cord, it's called, just sucks that away, takes that away, just keeps it flowing so that there's nothing getting stuck. So it doesn't take your attention away from being present, being here. Your body's being taken care of. So you ground, and then you learn that your aura, which is your energetic self, your spirit, is often very spread out. And so you just picture that you have a bubble that surrounds you. You just bring your energy in as a bubble around you, so that you're contained. And when all of your beautiful light energy is spread out, it's very, very faint. So as soon as you bring it in around you, you're like this bright, bright light bulb, 50,000 watts, just super bright. And now people can even see you, and your vibration is high, and you're going to attract more of the same, more people that have a high vibration.
Like it comes to my head like Jesus.
Yes.
Like how does
people would know he was in town before they even saw him. They would feel his presence. Any teacher, any spiritual leader has found a way to pull in their light and have it surround them so that they can be seen. You know, and you do it on a level because, you know, people recognize you, and you bring your energy in around you, and you have a presence. But there's a way to do it with no effort. There's a way to do it that's fun.
Right.
And so you're grounded, you're laughing. And we call it a protection rose. It's just this
protection
rose that sits right out there on the edge of your bubble. And so you don't have to think about your whole bubble, your aura. You just think about this rose that sits there, and that pulls your whole aura in.
It's interesting.
Yes,
to
so
hear
as
about
I'm
it.
speaking to you, as I'm doing this, I am aware that I have this, what I call a boundary rose or a protection rose between us. So I have my space and you have your space.
What happened when there's collisions between human beings? They don't get along.
We all share our auras usually. And that's why
Okay.
you don't know if it's your emotion or their emotion. We're all just sharing
So
emotions.
your emotions might be affecting me and vice versa?
Yes, but if I consciously pull my aura in as I have a conversation with you, just by being behind this rose I'm imagining, then I'm able to listen to what you're saying, and you're able to keep your space. We don't have to exchange we don't have to completely share energy.
So
I can feel neutral even if you have a problem. I can still just watch and be observing.
and be an observer, not
Yeah.
I see. This is so interesting.
A lot of my students love this tool. They love to ground and they love to have their rose
It's
up.
very visual. Even it
Yeah.
helps you to even have that.
Yeah, I had this one student that her sister-in-law would call her all the time to complain about her life and talk, and just on the phone she started to put the rose up as she's talking to her sister-in-law.
Right.
And usually at the end of her conversation she'd be drained and then concerned and thinking about it and really feeling like her sister-in-law.
Right.
And once she started to use this boundary rose, this place to find your space, be behind it, she would just kind of listen to the sister and say, okay, well, have a good day, and hang up and
Right.
feel just fine.
Because you feel that some people, they just suck your energy.
Well, yes.
Are they?
Yeah, that the game on the planet is to get energy. And
Right.
most people believe that energy comes from outside of them, from another person, from a situation, from someplace.
But the energy
But it just comes from within you. You have access to your own source of energy. If you're not giving it away and you're bringing it back to yourself, then that's your energy to use. And you return other people's energy to them. So grounding releases other people's energy, sends it back to them. You're aware of bringing in your own energy, and now you're just kind of taking the domino game and setting all the dominoes straight. We're not going to share energy anymore.
Right.
Now we can communicate spirit to spirit. So before you can read somebody or be a clairvoyant and look at someone's energy, you have to have your space first. Otherwise, you're just in their space. You don't know what you're reading, if it's you or them.
It's so
So you find your
subtle.
space first.
So it's about it, trying to summarize and trying to make sense of what you're saying. Forget about the fact that we're going live here. I'm digesting what you just said.
Yeah, you're really present.
Thank you. Comes down to what, Tori? Like, if it comes to one single word to summarize this,
Yes.
that will be what? What is it? Is energy? Is God? Is living in the present time? Like, how do we summarize it?
I would just say that it's about space and energy, about
Space and energy.
owning your space, just owning yourself.
What's the
being
biggest threat
present.
for us as human beings? What's the biggest danger?
Um,
Living.
I think you lose yourself
You
when
lose
you take
yourself.
on other people's emotions and energies. And we call it sympathy and empathy. Where you have to commiserate and
Right.
I-
But it's
I
part
think
of being
that takes
human,
away
too.
Your freedom. Yes. Well, being human, the elevated part of being human is compassion,
Right.
which comes from the heart area, which is really just saying, I see and I understand you. And then you're asking how you can serve in some higher way. And sometimes it's just letting that person have what they're going through and just being there to witness and to support, just as a witness, just as somebody that's watching and watching the growth.
So
But if you have to cry with them and feel it with them, that's
you die.
that just it just enables the whole situation. It's like
Right.
jumping in the ditch to try to pull them out.
Right.
You're stuck in there now too.
Right, right.
So,
It's just, it's very visual what
Especially
you're
working in
saying.
offices, people just take on all their coworkers' issues.
Right.
That's what I've worked in offices in many years.
It is
And
crazy.
you got to just leave to take a break to leave the office.
Right.
You just feel inundated. You become the effect. You might feel great first thing in the morning,
But
and
then
then by
by
10 in
noontime,
the
you wanna
morning or
kill
10 in the
people.
morning, you're just like, ooh,
Oh,
or you
I
just
can't do
feel
this.
you need a donut or you need
A
something.
little kick.
Yes, because the body has gotten inundated. So being a person that's grounded